Hello everyone, welcome to Study for Knowledge Institute. In today's video, I am going to discuss SAFAL Exam Science MCQs for class 9th, and I have chosen top 90 questions, basically 5 MCQs from each chapter. Okay, let's discuss this. So this is me. So if you want to know, you can pause and read. Okay, you can visit our website studyforknowledge.com to know more. So the first chapter is crop production and management. Let's see. The first question. The process of loosening and turning the soil before sowing seeds is called, what we call this as? Think. It is called tilling. And why this process has been done? So that air circulation and root growth can happen nicely. Okay. Let's do the next one. Device used for sowing seeds uniformly at proper depth and distance. What do you think? Like, which device is being used for sowing seeds uniformly at proper depth? So the answer is seed drill. It ensures equal depth and spacing. Okay, because if you have seen like this drill, which is pointed, so this seed drill. Next one, which of the following is a kharif crop? So answer is paddy, because it is like when it is being planted, it is the rainy season, right? The process of separating grain from chaff is what we call that as, like we call this as winnowing. Why we call this as winnowing? Because we uses wind to blow away the lighter chaff. Okay. The next one. Which microorganism helps in nitrogen fixation in leguminous plant? Which one? Do you know? It is rhizobium. Okay. Like, because this lives in root nodules of legumes. Okay, lives in root nodules of legumes, so that it helps in nitrogen fixations. Okay, let's do then chapter 2, microorganisms, friend and foe. Which of the following is not a microorganism? What do you mean by microorganism? Something like which is at the micro level. Mushroom we eat, na? So mushroom is like visible to us, so it is not a microorganism. Even by logic, you could have done that. This question. Okay. Let's do the next one. The microorganism that converts milk into curd is lactobacillus. What it does, it converts lactose into lactic acid. Okay. Next one. Which disease is caused by virus? So, what do you think? It is the polio, which is being caused by virus. The process of converting milk into curd is called. So this process is called what? It is called fermentation, because sugar is getting converted into acids or alcohol in presence of bacteria. Which microorganism is used in alcohol productions? Do you know which microorganism? It is yeast, which converts sugar into alcohol. It is also a process of fermentation. Chapter 3, synthetic fibers and plastics. Rayon is obtained from, what do you think, from where does the rayon obtained? It is the wood pulp. It is a semi-synthetic fiber basically. It is a semi-synthetic fiber. Okay. Which of the following is a thermosetting plastic? You know what thermosetting plastic is? Like, have you seen the switchboard? on that switchboard there's a switch, right? So that switch is mostly made up of bakelite, and that is thermosetting. Once it cannot be remelted. Okay, if you try to melt it, it will get destroyed, but you cannot use it once it has been set into a particular shape. Next one. Nylon is prepared from. So how we prepare nylon? Nylon is prepared from coal and water. Okay, base chemical comes from coal, water, and air. Okay, which of these plastic is non-biodegradable? Non-biodegradable. So these are natural, these are natural, these are natural. So answer should be B, plastic bags. Okay. Bakelite is commonly used to make. I just told you, bakelite is made up of thermoplastic. It is mostly used in electrical switches. Okay, so answer is C, because it is good heat resistant. It is a good insulator. Okay, so that's why it is being used as electrical switches. The next chapter is chapter 4, materials, metals and non-metals. Let's see. Which metal is liquid at room temperature? This is like science favorite question. So it is a mercury. You must have seen mercury in thermometer. Okay. Which metal reacts vigorously with water? If you have seen some videos, you must have seen this. Sodium, when reacts with hydrogen, sodium reacts with water, it produces hydrogen gas. So it is a very explosive reaction. If you have seen some YouTube videos, they have performed this under very proper condition. So don't do this at home. Okay. Which non-metal conducts electricity? So it is graphite, no? Like we have in pencil. Pencil, inside that, the one with which we write is nothing but a graphite. Which gas is evolved when a metal reacts with acid? So when you react a metal with acid, it is the hydrogen gas which is released. Okay. Which of the following is a property of non-metal? So the ductility is the property of metal, luster is the property of metal, malleability is the property of metal. So it is the brittleness which is the property of non-metal. Okay. Chapter 5, coal and petroleum. Which of the following is not a fossil fuel? Fossil fuels means what? If you know something which is which has been gone through so much of years with in high temperature and high pressure conditions, something natural resources that get converted into fossil fuel. So it is the coal, natural gas or petroleum. So it is the biogas which is not a fossil fuel. Okay. Coke is mainly composed of carbon. Okay. It is almost a pure carbon. Okay. Petroleum is a mixture of what? Petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbon. Okay. The slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Okay. Natural gas mainly contains methane. Okay, almost 80 to 90% almost. Propane and butane is used in LPG. Mostly butane, but propane is also there. Next chapter. Chapter 6, Combustion and Flame. Which of the following is not a combustible substance? So paper, you can burn. Kerosene, you can burn. Candle wax, yeah, it can melt. But iron nail, it is very, like, not like it is, obviously it will not burn. Iron is not burning. So combustible substance is something which catches fire. Okay, iron is not the one. The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is called, what do you think? It is the ignition temperature. Okay, because ignition temperature is the lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire. The hottest part of the flame is blue, because here complete combustion is taking place. Okay. The non-luminous zone of a candle flame is, so which of the following is a non-luminous zone? So non-luminous zone of the candle is blue. Okay. Water cannot extinguish fire caused by petrol, because obviously when petrol catches fire in the ocean, water is there like in the huge quantity, but still it is not able to extinguish the fire caused by petrol. So it is the petrol which cannot be extinguished by fire. Conservation of plants and animals. Let's see. Which of the following is not a cause of deforestation? Okay. So obviously it is afforestation. What do you think? Afforestation it is. Because you are planting trees, which is obviously not a cause of deforestation. The place where animals are protected in their natural habitat is natural habitat, not anywhere else. It is sanctuary. Like these zoos, aquarium, and botanical gardens are man-made. Paper can be recycled about how many times paper can be recycled? It can be recycled about 5 to 7 times. Species in danger of extinction are called endangered species. Okay, like endangered. The red data book contains, so there is a book which publishes the data of which one is like vulnerable, which one is extinct, which one is endangered. So contains endangered species. Okay. Now chapter 8 we have cell structure and functions. Let's see. The basic structure of, like basic structural unit of life is cell. Okay. Cell, then we have tissue, then we have organ, then we have organ system. The control center of cell is nucleus. The powerhouse of the cell, like from where we get the energy in the cell, it is mitochondria. The green color of leaves is due to, what do you think? Because of chlorophyll. Okay. Cell wall is present in plant cell. Okay, it is not present in animal cell. So the next chapter 9, reproduction in animals. Reproduction involving two parents is sexual reproduction. Okay, asexual reproduction where only, like it is mostly happening in like single cell or plants, mostly plants, but in singular cell microorganisms it does happen. Budding is happening in plant, fission is happening in microorganisms. Okay. Sperms are produced in testes. Okay. The fusion of male and female gamete, but we call this as fertilization. Which animal lays eggs? It is frog. Okay. Zygote develops into embryo. Okay. Now we have chapter 10, reaching the age of adolescence. The period when the body becomes capable of reproduction is called puberty. Okay. The female hormone responsible for secondary sexual characteristics is estrogen. The voice box is called larynx. The onset of puberty in girls is marked by menstruations. The hormone secreted by pancreas is insulin. Okay. Chapter 11, Force and Pressure. Let's see. A push or pull acting on an object is called force. SI unit of pressure is, what is SI unit of pressure? If you know the formula, you know the, so it is Pascal. Okay. Joule is for energy or work, watt is for power, Newton is for force. Pressure. So formula for pressure is force upon area. So answer will be B. I am just discussing few of the questions. I want and I expect you to go through all the options that we have done. Okay, like questions we have done, but also explore the fourth option that is given. What is the meaning of other three options? So that will help you to understand the topic and make use of this video at highest level. Okay. Which of the following is a non-contact force? It is magnetic. Okay. Because in magnet, even we are a little away, we can feel the force. Like magnet, if you have used that thing. So the pressure exerted by liquid increases with depth. So obviously on the top of the ocean, you will not feel the pressure. But as you go down in the ocean, you will feel the pressure. Chapter 12, that is friction. The force which opposes motion is friction, because this is the resistive force. On which surface is friction the least? What do you think? Smooth surface. Okay, because friction, like in a smooth surface, their resistance will be least among all. Ball bearings are used to, why we use ball bearings? In cycles, in bikes, or other rotating like stuff. We use it for reduce frictions. Friction produces what? It produces heat. Friction can be reduced by, so how we can reduce the friction? by lubrication. Have you seen that? Greasing of that thing, greasing of like ball bearing and all. Chapter 13, sound. So how we are able to produce a sound? It is produced because of vibration. So the number of oscillations per second is called, if you know the formula, 1 over time. So 1 over time is nothing but frequency. It is SI unit of frequency is hertz. Pitch of sounds depends on, so pitch of sounds depends on frequency. Loudness depends on amplitude. Okay, like someone is saying loudness, someone is saying loudness, someone is saying loudness. So it depends like at what amplitude you are delivering the sound. Chapter 14, chemical effect of electric current. The passage of current through a liquid causes, what it causes? It causes chemical reaction. The process of coating one metal with another using electricity is called electroplating. We use mostly with mild steel or iron to make it like rusting resistant. Which liquid is poor conductor of electricity? It is the distilled water, which is a pure form of water, like nothing is present there. LED glows when electricity flows in forward direction. Okay. Light emitting diode. So if you know about the diode, like this seems like this. Like this is the symbolic representation of diode. Electroplating is used to prevent rusting, right? Chapter 15, some natural phenomena. Let's see these questions. Transfer of charge to earth from charged object is, we call this as grounding or earthing. Okay, so extra charge we transfer it to the zero potential, which is the earth. Device used to protect the building from lightning is lightning conductor. Option B. When a glass is rubbed with silk, it acquires positive charge. So like there is a table given, so I want you to memorize those things in sequence. The one which comes initial or later have a particular type of energy, so memorize that thing. That will be easier for you to do these types of questions. So lightning is caused by electric discharge. Okay. Earthquake are measured on Richter scale. Okay. Now we have chapter 16, that is light. So mirror used by dentists to view teeth. So they want to zoom in. So that is a concave. Image formed by a plane mirror. You are standing here and you are here. So virtual and erect. Okay. The bouncing back of light from surfaces. Bouncing back of light on surface is called reflection. Okay. The concave mirror can form both real and virtual images. The part of the eye controlling light entry is called, what we call that which is controlling the light thing? It is pupil. Okay, let's do the next chapter. Chapter 17, stars and the solar system. The red planet is, if you know, that is good. If you don't know, you can, like, the planet which we are planning to shift in future, not we, like the future generation, like the one who is working behind this is like Elon Musk, yeah. Company, right? So the red planet is Mars. The planet having maximum number of moons. Thankfully, they have not given Saturn, because there is always a competition between Jupiter and Saturn. So for the given options, it is easier for you to select it is a Jupiter. Okay, because some moons are visible, like initially it was found, some moons was found later on. So the number of moons between, like there is a fixed number of moons for Jupiter and like Saturn, but what happens sometimes, some passing by asteroids get caught by that planet, so that becomes moon for the time being. So when the like scientist sees that thing through the telescope, so they can find more moons, so the numbers keeps on changing. Okay, the heavenly bodies having their own light are called, what we call that as stars, like sun. So pole star is located where it is located. It is located near Earth axis. Okay, that is in the north direction. Okay, so like north is not even directly, but equator it is not, south it is not, east it is not. The answer is near Earth axis. So where is Earth axis? If you know, this is equator, this is Tropic of Cancer, this is Tropic of Capricorn, this is Arctic Circle, this is Antarctic Circle. Okay, the largest planet now in our look in our solar system is, it is Jupiter. Okay, so if you want to remember the sequence of the planets, so first is Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars, then Jupiter, then suns. Okay, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it is sun only. Pluto was there initially, but it has been now termed as dwarf planet. Pollution of air and water. Which gas mainly causes global warming? It is the carbon dioxide, because it traps the heat. The major pollutant from vehicle exhaust is, it is the carbon monoxide. Like, why it is major pollutant? Because like in absence of, like if it is not getting a proper supply of oxygen, it produces carbon monoxide, which is highly poisonous. The process used to remove impurities from water is filtration, like we have in our houses now. If you know, then you can relate this with it very easily. Please go through these terms which is mentioned here, no? Other than the options which are correct. The increase in Earth atmospheric temperature is called, what we call that as global warming. Okay, what is ozone depletion, what is green revolution, what is heat transfer? Please go through these terms. Okay, the chemical added to water to kill germs is bleaching powder. Okay, yeah, we have done 90 questions. So these 90 questions should not be your only stuff that you have read for this SAFAL examination. So okay, so please go through the exemplar book of class 8 NCRT. So that will be good for you, and all the best. Okay, all the best for your examination and do good. So thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please like the video, subscribe our YouTube channel, and comment if you have any doubts. I will try to take their doubts. Okay, so bye, take care.